All right, James. So we're here in Slaughter's Hall. We've got a very special sandwich, very close and very near and dear to my heart, the Banh Mucho. We'll talk about that a little bit more here in a minute. But first things first, Slaughter's Hall. You've been here a very short time. Talk about it.
Absolutely. We opened in December, so we've been open a few months now. In the neighborhood, Deep Deuce, just getting involved, trying to stay relevant.
I hear you, man. I hear you. So you've got whiskey next door for the cocktail hour, late night, all that kind of great stuff. So the idea here, lighten it up a little bit, open it up. What was your thinking?
Absolutely. We're a non-smoking establishment. We're family friendly. We're open to all ages. We have a great outdoor patio. We offer about 30 beers on tap and about 70 in bottle.
Awesome. And then there's sandwiches, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. All the sandwiches are done from scratch. We make all the corned beef, pastrami, pork. Everything's done in house, smoked in house. Vegetables, the pickles, all the dressings. Everything's done from scratch by hand.
Well, that's speaking my language right there. That's awesome. Now, and you were telling me the other day, there's a great story behind this place, Slaughter's Hall. Talk a little bit about Dr. Slaughter.
Absolutely. Dr. Slaughter was one of the first African-American doctors in the territory, pre-statehood. He opened up a clinic down in Deep Deuce because it was an African-American neighborhood. He was an obstetrician. His office was on the second floor of the building. On the first floor was a sandwich shop, pharmacy. You could get in, you get the soda jerks, all that stuff. And on the third floor was a live music venue. And so it was called Slaughter's Hall. And they had all the great jazz performers of the day came through Oklahoma City and performed in Deep Deuce right there at Slaughter's Hall. And so we wanted to kind of honor that idea.
That's great. Yeah, and this is, of course, referenced in Invisible Man by Ralph Ellison. I remember reading that when I was in grad school and then talking about it. I love the paying homage to the area's history.
Absolutely, and that's kind of what we wanted to do. We're located not far from the original site of Slaughter's Hall. It's a great historic neighborhood, and so we just wanted to keep those ties with it.
Well, and this month, you got a very special sandwich. Thank you very much for inviting me to come in and try and help you come up with an idea for a sandwich. We've got here the Banh Mucho. We got Cinco de Mayo this month. I love the banh mi's. That's probably the best sandwich we do here in Oklahoma City. So we're kind of putting those all together. Why don't you tell folks what all's in this?
Sure. So we took a baguette, just like a banh mi has, fresh, locally made baguette from La Baguette. Then we take some pork belly. We put a rub on it. We smoke it for about 4 hours, and then we finish it out in the oven. We brace it up, slice it about a 1/4 inch thick. Finish on a flat top just so that it kind of renders and warms up. Yeah, and then add a topping of daikon, carrots, cilantro, jalapenos, and a little bit of cabbage. So very traditional banh mi style topping, and then it has a little bit of a cucumber spread to go with it, just to keep the heat.
Very good. Well, I appreciate you making me a part of it this month. So yeah, talk about $1 of this goes to the homeless lunch.
Absolutely. Right? So $1 from each sandwich is going to benefit the Homeless Alliance. At the end of the month, we'll tally up how many sandwiches we sold and write them a check.
That's awesome, man. I love that community spirit, and it's a great idea too. I mean, you've been doing this since for a couple of. This is the third month you've been doing this, and you've got it scheduled out for how long?
Through the end of the year. We have different people lined up.
That's all great. So yeah, Slaughter's Hall. Come on, check out the Banh Mucho, check out the local history, and have a cold beer, right?
Absolutely.
Dan, here we are again, face to face.
Yep.
We're kind of doing the same thing we did before. We're trying to raise awareness about the Homeless Alliance and all this. And why don't you remind folks, what all do you guys do at the Homeless Alliance?
Okay, so we run a campus for homeless services a little west of downtown at 3rd and Virginia, a big resource center with about 20 government, faith-based, and nonprofit agencies officing in one resource center. And then we also have a day shelter where you have been.
Yes.
And served lunch to about 300 homeless, mostly unsheltered homeless people. And then we're building some housing on the east end of the block.
Yeah, talk a little bit about that housing. Tell people what that entails.
Sure. So we've been working for a couple of years now with about 40 partner agencies on a program called Journey Home OKC. It has two goals: 0 veterans homeless in Oklahoma City by the end of this year, and 0 chronic homeless by the end of next year. And for most of that, we can use current assets available in the city, but there are some types of housing that there just wasn't enough of in the city, and so we're building some on our campus.
That's great. Well, so The big question is, obviously we're here going to raise a little money with some sandwiches.
Yeah.
How else can people help?
Well, we're always in need of volunteers, especially over in the day shelter. If you're an early rising volunteer, you can come do breakfast. That starts at 6. We serve lunch every day, 5 days a week. And then we always have need for volunteers with maybe some special skills. If you've got an artistic bent, we have art classes, we have a book club. If you've sponsored AA classes or NA classes before, we do that at the day shelter too. So, and then if you're not that interested in coming down to the campus to work but still want to help out, for every homeless person that we move into housing, we provide them with a welcome home basket. And there's an inventory list of what goes into a welcome home basket on our website, and lots of Sunday school classes. Companies, various departments will put together those welcome home baskets for our folks.
But cash, that always
Cash,
helps too.
yeah.
Talk about how people can donate cash.
Sure. So you can certainly do it on our website, and we're very sensitive about how if donors want to restrict their funding to just do veterans housing or just do families with children or just do the day shelter, we can honor all those restrictions. You can give on our website, you can give a check, and come up, say hey, and hand me cash. That'd be fine too.
Thanks, Dan.